about this interstate. If you want a most scenic drive, I-81. You'll see mountains all around, and know that the Appalachian Trail is right out there on some of these mountains you'll pass, because it kind of parallels the Appalachian Trail. So we are on the road today to our next stop in Virginia on Interstate 81 on this beautiful, crisp fall day.
Well, hello fellow RVers. This is Gary with Ruff Road RV Life. We like looking at freedom. Sharon's behind the camera. So where has freedom brought us now? Well, we're in the state of Virginia by a city called Powhatan, or Goochland, but the address is Powhatan, at Powhatan State Park on the historic James E. Floyd Yates Conservation Area with the James River runs behind it. So we're going to go do a tour of this state park and let you see what this is all about. It's that way. When you enter the park, you'll come to the first booth you come to is like the day use fee box, fee person. And you'll go past that to the main office to get your information and check in.
Parking fee required at all times.
So this will be the first booth you will stop at, and she will just tell you to go straight ahead to the office.
Close at this time, use an envelope. We didn't have to pay because we have reservations.
Now we're on the park road.
There's a lot of park roads here, which is nice, and a lot of trails. 12 miles of trails, is it?
Something like that. You pass the first building and then it's the next building.
And the trails that we've seen so far are nice and wide. There is the park office right there. Now you went in the park office. Do they have anything in there?
No, just a ranger at the desk.
No, it's not a store or anything.
No.
They do sell firewood. The camp host does at the campground.
And it's kind of a pay box, pay for yourself.
Yes. It's a very small campground, 29 sites. So this is the day use area, and it's quite busy right now. Here's a trail crossing. I just want to show you how nice and wide these trails are. So this day use area, picnic area. We'll see how much we can get. Got doggy pots, yay. Trail maps.
Playground.
Pavilion. Playground's right here.
Restroom.
Restroom right there. Nice playground and another pavilion. Nice picnic area. Now this road across the street will take us to where?
This road across the street that we're going to now is another like day use area with the canoe launch.
River Launch Road.
It's a little bit of a road here.
Yeah, and it is hilly through here. I was whining earlier because we're out of the mountains. Gary wasn't whining earlier because we're out of the mountains. It's a little breezy today.
And this is part of the Chesapeake Bay watershed.
So I guess I should say, even though this is not in...
Look at hill.
I know, the mountains. You do get a mountain feel. It is hilly here, which is nice. I just spent a week on the Appalachian Trail, so I'm like wanting more mountains. I think what they're known for here is the river, kayaking, and the trails.
And the campground host told us that this park is one of the new models for the Virginia state parks that are going to be designed after this park.
So when you see the campground, the campsites are huge, which is such a refreshing thing after coming from the private park we just stayed at, where you would probably have 3 campers in one site. One of these sites would hold like 3 campers. It was definitely a howdy neighbor park.
Yeah. Our picnic table was over the other guy's sewer line.
Yeah, and our neighbor on the other side, their picnic table was over our sewer line. But it had a creek and ducks and all, so it was a convenient stay. But you can check that review out here. Canoe Launch A, Shelter 3,
and the
Canoe Inn
Campground.
Definitely has my interest peaked.
Let's see what's down here first.
Vault toilet. Always important to have a place to go.
Shelter 3.
Shelter 3 is right over there.
There's some parking.
The weather is very crisp these past
75.
days. Yeah, but it has a crispness in the air. It's very nice.
Trailer parking.
Definitely have some fall in the air, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, starting.
It's the end of September. Canoe Inn Campground, 0.2 miles. There are 9 sites, and there is a vault toilet, or a toilet. Canoe Inn Hike In, site number 1. Nice wide path, picnic table, plenty of space. Canoe Inn Pay Station. And they have firewood here, probably honor system, just like at the campground. Very cool. And the river trail goes this way. And I believe that's going to take you around to the other primitive campsites, the hike-in, canoe-in sites. You notice the bear trash cans. There are bear in the area, we're told, and deer. Although we haven't seen either. Swimming hazardous due to swift currents, sudden drop-offs, or unseen obstructions.
There you go.
Oh, it's one of these canoe launches. Yeah. Cool.
You just launch it down. Look at the mud.
Yeah, it is a muddy looking river, but it is pretty. Very peaceful.
There is current out there.
Oh, the historic James River. We need to learn what is historic about it. But I would imagine that back in the day, this would be a very important mode of transportation, this big, wide river.
This is part of the Chesapeake Bay watershed, I guess. Boats can come up from Chesapeake Bay, I guess. It's warming up.
Ask and ye shall receive, an informational kiosk. Explore the places John Smith and the English colonists traveled in the early 1600s. Learn about the thriving American Indian communities in the bountiful Chesapeake they observed.
So here's Chesapeake Bay, Jamestown, James River.
Ah, so it came from Jamestown, or flows to Jamestown rather.
Goes into Jamestown all the way down to Norfolk.
Captain John Smith Chesapeake National Historic Trail.
There's Washington.
The trail includes parks, museum sites, driving tours, and water trails, offering opportunities for recreation and discovery throughout the Chesapeake watershed.
Look, here's the Potomac River.
Yep, we were up around that. Well, in the Harper's Ferry area. I would like to do me some long distance kayaking. John Smith explores the Chesapeake. He explored Chesapeake Bay in the early 1600s. He traveled the James, Chickahominy, and York Rivers in 1607. At the time of his explorations, 50,000 American Indians lived in the Chesapeake region. Their sophisticated societies included arts and architecture, systems of government, extensive trade and communication networks, and shared spiritual beliefs.
There's the James River.
Yeah. Tick identification. There you go.
The black-legged tick, the Lone Star tick, and the American dog tick.
Oh, electric bikes in Virginia state parks. Heads up, RVers. Let's see. Allows the use of Class 1 and Class 2 electric-powered assisted bicycles on any bicycle path, so you can ride your bike.
Right.
There you go.
No more than 750 watts. 20 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. And that's what mine's relegated to.
Yep. So you can ride your bike on the trails here. All right. Well, it's a lot to look at right here. Okay, back out on the main road. We are headed to, where to next?
I'm going to show you the, right here.
Here is a trail crossing also. Well, I'm not sure where the trail is. Probably up in there. This is a trailhead to one of the trails. Can you tell which trail this is?
I believe that this is the Big Woods Trail.
Big Woods Trail. It's nice because we couldn't walk our dogs really at the last place. Here's another trailhead. Trailhead parking here to the left.
This is across from the dump station. That's the Turkey Trail. And equestrian parking.
Trailhead equestrian parking right down that road right there. And that is the Turkey Trail.
Yep.
And this is the dump station.
The dump station's just a little bit out of the campground.
Yeah, it's not far.
It's not far.
I mean, you have to go by it on your way out. We had
it's a
read.
nice big wide dump station.
Yeah,
Look at
it
this.
is. Very spacious. We had read that it's like a mile away. I guess it would be inconvenient if you're bringing a tote down here, right? Be a little bit of a haul.
A little bit, but it's a really nice road.
Yeah. Next stop is the next canoe launch, correct?
Yes, it'll be, I believe it's canoe launch C. I think canoe launch B would be the canoe in launch.
So again, we're still driving on the park road.
And this gives you a little bit of an idea about where the dump station is.
Yeah, we just passed
to the campground.
Past the trail. There is a historic cemetery on one of these trails. We'll be checking out. What was it? The wolf? What trail was it on? The wolf. The
cemetery?
Yeah.
On the Coyote Run.
Coyote Run Trail. If you've watched any of our other videos, I kind of like poking around cemeteries.
We do have a group campground.
Right there. Now, if you were going to the campground where that Class C is turning in, that's where you'd be turning in. We're going to go past that and check out the boat launch, the canoe launch.
So that would be how far you would have to drag a tote if you had to drag a tote. Trail crossing.
Yep, see how nice and wide they are. Very nice. This is only our first full day here, so we are going to be checking them out. Canoe Launch C, Riverbend Campground to the left. So we are still exploring the area ourselves. But so happy to be in a state park again, to be out and have all the space, right? And the road goes on.
It's quite spread out.
Quite spread out. For a 29 site campground. This park is huge. There is canoe launch. There is canoe launch C. Quite a swift little current there. That's all there is here. We are going to now head to the River Bend Campground here at Powhatan State Park. Alright, pulling into the campground. There's a trailhead parking right there where you see that blue car backing up. Campsites 1 through 29 straight ahead.
These people used to be a host.
Yes, very nice folks. Site 1 on the right, Site 2 on the left right there. Site 3 on the right. We cannot stress enough how huge these sites are. Electric and water. Site 4. Site 4. Site 5 is on the left, and there's some folks out, so we're just going to bypass that, but see the wooded area between sites? And here's Site 6. Nice private sites. This little trail you see right here goes to the bathhouse, very nice bathhouse, in between this side and the other side. Site 7's right there, some folks outside, it's a pull through. And don't have an RV, no problem. Stay in a yurt. There's yurt A.
See the bear paws on the door?
Yeah. Yurt B and yurt C. And they do have a living area down. You can see B's is down there. C's is right there. Little bear paws. Cute. Site 8. It's right there. Nice site.
Pull through.
Pull through site. The river is right on the other side of their trees, but you're very high up and there's no real way to get to the river. Site 9 is right to the right. And Site 10, is 10 a pull through? No, or is it a back end? I can't tell.
Back in.
Back end. Tent was to our left there. Okay, so we're going to stop right before this Class A here. There's the overlook trail that just kind of walks down to the river to overlook the river. Sites 11 through 14 to the left. Site 11 right there to the right. Site 12 to the left. Some of these are pull-through sites. That's a back-end site. Site 13 is another back-end. It looks like it's an ADA site. It is. And there is the bathhouse.
And this is the new model bathhouse for the Virginia State Parks in the future.
Which are private showers. So nice. There's also a coin-operated laundry facility there.
$1.50.
Not bad. We may be checking that out.
2 washers, 2 dryers.
Camp host right here where you get your firewood. Ooh, there's a horrible glare.
Right, there's your pay station for
firewood.
$6,
right
12 sticks.
And a bear aware sign. And there's a campsite on the other side of us here, just for your reference. There is a pull-through site there. I think we have to go back around to get, and there's a pull-through site on the left. So we have to go back around to get to the rest of the sites.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a loop in between the 2 loops.
Yes. So we're going to pull back around and we'll resume filming at Site 15, which is a very important site for us. I'll show you why in a minute. Site 2 there is a pull-through.
It's a really nice paved road.
You know, and the trees are so pretty and the sky is so blue today. Alright, and here we go. So we're back to where we took the turn for sites 11 through 14. And right here is site 15. It's the next site on the tour. And that is our site. 50 amp service and electric. Tucked back up in there. Love it. Site 16's coming up on our right. There's 17, 18, site 18 right there on the left. And coming on down the hill, we have site 19. 20 is on my left. A little bit of an incline there on 20. And site 21's right here. And then there's the path to the bathroom on the other side. So site 22's on the left. And site 23 on the right. '24 to the left. And 25 to the right. And you know, it doesn't even matter if you're on the inside or outside because the insides are very secluded themselves.
Yeah, just as private as the outside.
Yeah, site 26, here's a example. Right there, 26 is an inside loop. Fully wooded. 28 right there is a pull through. And 27 is right there. Tucked back in the woods, and I think we're about done. Site 20, where did 20 go? Oh, it was back there. And there's site 29 right there. And that's it for the campground, folks. Back around to campsite number 1.
So that's our tour of Powhatan State Park here in Virginia. This park was in 2013. It's when they created this park. It's one of Virginia's newest parks, and it's their new model park for how the rest of their parks are going to be. You have 29 camping sites here with 30, 50 amp and water. You have 3 yurts and 9 canoe-in campsites if you're canoeing on the James River. Now, the James River runs on the outskirts of this campground, but this is not a waterfront campground. There's really no water access. There's one very small boat ramp at a very downhill grade to a very small ramp in the park. So, as far as things to do here, there's equestrian trails, there's hiking trails, and there's biking trails, and some of those are multi-use trails. Very nice trails, very well marked. A lot of them are very wide grassy trails. Most of them are rated easy, which means they have 100 foot or less of grade. And there is a playground, but it's at the day use area, which is a little bit out of the park, maybe a mile or so out of the park, out of the camping area. So, our Verizon service here was also very good. They have a brand new bathroom, which is their new model bathroom, which is excellent. I went there, and I can't say anything bad about that bathroom. It was amazing as far as bathrooms go. So, as you can see, our site, gravel, level, it's huge. Double hook on our lantern holder, and as you can see, we're buffered on all 3 sides by brush and trees, and all of the campsites are like this, whether it's an inside or an outside campsite. The city of Goochland, how about that name for a city? Takes about 15 minutes to get there. You have a food line there, a Dollar General, auto parts store, and there's a pharmacy there. There's enough stores there to accommodate whatever you might need. And if I missed anything, the dogs, they love walking on the trails here.
The trails are amazing. It's just a quiet, peaceful park. It's not a big park, but it's huge in trail use for hiking and biking and horses, and the roads. A lot of roads here. It's just very scenic.
Okay.
And kayaking if that's your thing.
And one other, the river is quite currenty. There's a lot of current in the river, so I don't think it's quite a river that I would try to do a back and forth on.
It's pretty brisk.
Pretty brisk current. So one other thing is, if you ride an electric bike, Virginia state parks do allow electric bikes in their parks, but they have to be class 2 or 1 or 2, 20 mile an hour or less, or a class 3, but it can't have more than 750 watt motor in Virginia parks, state parks. I happen to have an electric bike, so I wanted to share that. So, with all that being said, I think this is time to say goodbye and wrap this up. So this is Gary. Sharon's behind the camera. There they are. Well, one of them's halfway down. The other one's thirsty. But anyway, we like looking at freedom. Continue to follow us on our journey. Click like and subscribe. Stay safe. Take care.
Puppy paw prints make me happy. Seeing more color as we leave and head further south. Have deja vu of 2020. We just kept outrunning the colors.